I already know. So like, let's move past that. Okay, I hear you. And I want to get curious. Why do you think that we're going to have a problem? Why do you think that you being human and showing up in this sort of way is an issue? And they will have to dig into their own, well, this is how I wanted to be. And you have to remember is that this world doesn't allow you space for like non-monogamy, right? Like, or loving other people. And the only relationship that we require somebody to only have one of is your intimate relationship, right? Like that idea, this is hetero Christian patriarchal nuclear family. It's choking us out, right? So again, another way of disconnecting us. We don't say you can only have one child. We don't say you can only have one friend. We don't say any of that except about this. So when you have these issues, these things come up a lot in intimate relationships. Is I've never been the type of person. I'm like, we're married, they're not dead, right? But that person is going to lie, right? So how do you hold space for that? How do you allow them? Well, I've always had this feeling, or I saw them and I was attracted to them and it made me curious, whatever that looks like. There is information to be had, and you get to hold space for them to be vulnerable, to show up. Because again, safe spaces have to be brave spaces. And in order for them to be brave spaces, they have to be safe. Safe to be wrong, safe to be human, safe to be vulnerable, safe to show up wounded. I'm fucked up. Like life is rough out here, right? And on top of that, you add in individual ruggedness, right? Rugged individualism that is demanded of supremacy culture. Most of us are fucked up, okay? Because we have not been able to model community care or, getting together and working together. So most of us are coming to any and all things pretty fucked up. And that's okay. How do you hold space for that, right? How do you come into a space without your judgment, with recognizing, you know what, I may not be fucked up in that area, but I'm fucked up somewhere. So how do we do this? I want to hold space for what you're going through, for what you're feeling, for where that showed up, and you tell me more. I want to know, right? I'm invested. That is a community trait that we need. We must be invested in each other. Okay. 3, because I'm almost at the top. Hold on. It says unstable connection. Do. Okay. Am I back? Are we good? Okay. Are we good? Okay. 3. Shadow work is a collective responsibility. Individual shadow work influences collective spaces, but communities can also engage in shadow work together. As an example, a community healing circle discusses the collective shadow of internalized oppression and works towards unlearning it, right? Thank you, Taylor, for letting me know it's okay. So this is super important, right? Obviously, my individual shadow work impacts, masses of people, whoever may be listening to me or coming into space with me. That's how that ripples out, right? The work that we do internally will always impact externally, right? The same way our internalized bias, or our violence towards ourselves, right? Like you cannot inflict violence on another unless you've been violent to yourself, right? You cannot be willing to oppress another unless you are oppressing yourself. Because what you really hate is the freedom that that other person has, right? Like, how dare you walk around so bold and so free while I'm living in this prison? Right. And that's your internalized person that you need to work on. So when you do this internal work, it's going to ripple outwards. However, if you are a facilitator of healing spaces, if you have sister circles or gatherings, whatever it is that you call yourself, healing circles, drum circles, right? There are so many community things that people are doing, community picnics, whatever, church, whatever groups that you are doing, there is a space of collective responsibility to hold that, right? And I keep doing this, right?